And then I'll hit record and we will be off and running. I am recording. All right. Okay. Let's go to Zoom and record to the cloud. Record to the cloud. All right. Hey, this is Richard Roop with richardroop.com, and this is the Ultimate Training Webinar for May 2001. We do this every month for our Inner Circle members. This month, we're kind of giving it out for free because we're going to be talking about an event coming up. On the line with me is Coach Mark Hoffman. And Mark, the title of this is Creating Unlimited Deal Flow. So welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks. I'm excited to be here. I see you've got your Emmy in the background,
Yes.
right there under lights. Congratulations on that.
Oh, I'm going to show you the movie poster. In fact, I'll show that to you right now. Let's take a look. Here's my new movie poster. How's that? Okay. Unlimited Deal Flow, October 7th through the 9th, 2021. It's up for an Academy Award, nominated. Yeah. Attracting and finding limitless real estate investor leads, deeds, and deals. That's what we're going to do in October. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. So, all right, let me stop that share. Okay. So, Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited about tonight's call.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to cover some strategies for increasing the number of leads that you get in, for buying more houses, how to find more deals. And I thought, since I'm putting the agenda together for the October 3-day event in St. Pete Beach, Florida, I will go ahead and I about 6 years ago, Mark, I created strategic marketing secrets for real estate entrepreneurs. It's a home study system. We delivered it through a series of 10 webinars. And I never really promoted it. So a lot of people don't even know it exists. Okay. But there is you can actually, in so many ways, you can get that for free. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my browser. There, we're streaming live. And I'm going to go to Repodia. All right. So yeah, this is our event. Real Profit Pros. Unlimited Deal Flow Real Estate Investor Marketing Summit, October 7th through the 9th, 2021. So this is strategic marketing secrets for real estate entrepreneurs. And this is the description of the home study collection. So there's a lot of good things we can talk about tonight that people can maybe implement and apply towards their business. So every experienced real estate investor knows that marketing is the key to success. So Mark, you got two things. You can go out and find deals, right?
Right.
Or you can get deals coming to you.
Yep.
Now, I know a lot of people today, they go out and hunt for deals. They driving for dollars, knocking on doors, cold calling, texting is kind of like, it is outbound, but you are trying to get people to respond, just kind of like direct mail is outbound, but it really creates inbound calls. Okay. So if someone gets a postcard, they don't have to respond, but if someone gets a text, sometimes they feel compelled, or ringless voicemail, that type of thing. That's all good. But the question is, what works best? What can you scale? There are some concerns about what's going on with texting. A lot of people like using texting in June, so we'll probably cover that on our next Ultimate Training webinar. The changes with the service providers, the phone companies, regarding rules around texting, and that's going to hit a lot of people hard if they don't know what's going on. Okay, so Mark, would you agree we need multiple ways of getting leads coming in at any given time?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's a best practice. That's why we create a marketing plan. It's not a marketing campaign, it's a marketing plan. It's got multiple ways to have sellers to call you.
Right. And we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes people make in their marketing, okay, that I see all the time. So I'm always trying to fix this, but we've already kind of fixed a lot of it. Um, so marketing can generate all the motivated seller leads you would ever need. Now, one of the big mistakes that I see people making is that they are sorting for motivation. So if a lot of times like wholesalers and stuff, they'll do cold calling and or they get a call from a seller and they're trying to see if they're motivated or not. Okay. And a lot of times people's motivation is hidden when on a first call. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of need to build some trust and some credibility. You can do that with your marketing. So build that trust and build that credibility before they ever call. But if you send a very brief postcard, say, I want to buy your house cash, I'll make you a cash offer, I can close in 7 days, I'll buy it as is. That's a brief message on a postcard, and it really doesn't have any information about you or who you are, or you know, and people get a lot of those cards. Okay, so if that's not working, you can fix that, and there's a number of ways. So we'll talk about that. But if it is working, you could probably do a lot better by having a better design on your postcard, a better message, maybe hitting a better list where there's not so much competition. Okay. Follow-up marketing is the number one way to convert more of your leads into profitable deals. I put a post on Facebook recently, just the other day, Mark, and I said, what's the biggest mistake investors make? And a bunch of people said lack of follow-up. And, everybody's working on generating that first call, that first contact, and maybe over pre-screening it and kind of burning it up on the very first call, like making offers on the very first call. Some people do that. I think you're missing a lot of potential deals that you could if you took a little slower pace and you were a little more informative to the seller, and you looked at building that trust and rapport as opposed to just trying to see if they're flexible or not. Okay, on the very first call. What I want when I do marketing and get my phone ringing is when I'm talking to somebody, I just want to know if they want to have a house for sale. That's it. That's my criteria. You have a house for sale? Great. Let's talk. Okay. So that's the purpose of talking to a seller is, yeah, if they have a house for sale, then yeah, let's go ahead and gather some information, find out what they're trying to accomplish, and let's not try and do it all on the very first call. You'll double, triple, quadruple your business if you take a little bit more time and you definitely follow up on your leads, your unconverted leads. Okay. Marketing can help you find more private money. So there's ways to market for private money. Mark, would you say a lot of people could do more deals if they had more private lenders to fund their deals?
Yeah, I think it just opens doors. It opens opportunity to you. If you have a lot of money sitting on the sidelines available to you, you can go in and make a little bit more, have a little bit more confidence with your cash offers.
Yeah, and some people miss out on deals because they don't have the funding lined up and their time elapses. So it's always good to kind of start how you're going to line up private investors now right away. But you don't do normal marketing like we do for buyers and sellers. With private lenders, it's all about building a relationship and only offering information in your marketing. Okay. You don't want to be offering notes for sale. You don't want to be offering deals to fund. What you want to be offering is, hey, you want to learn how to get higher returns on your idle cash or retirement funds. We have a report that explains that. And then in that report, or that information that you give them, you're still not going to solicit deals. You're going to build that relationship. So that's a little special about private lender marketing. And of course, to sell or occupy your properties faster that you either own or you buy or you have under contract, it's mostly a function of marketing. Now, the best ways to sell houses is signs, flyers, ads, and a buyer's list. Okay, those have always been the best ways to sell houses. So if you're a wholesaler and you're flipping contracts, yeah, you already know it's important to have a buyer's list that you can go to. You want to build that cash buyer's list. Okay, but if you're selling with terms, then anybody who responds to your ads every time you get a deal, you should advertise it and build your buyer's list. The more buyers you have, the more you can get on a deal. You can actually have buyers bid up the price.
Yeah.
And we have strategies for that, right?
Yeah, compete against each other. You bet.
Right.
We have a lot of strategies for that.
And then it's like, I can't find a buyer for my deal. Well, guess what? Maybe it's not a deal.
Yeah.
That's all right. Let's go into, let's see, generating new leads. Okay, so let's talk about a marketing campaign. A marketing campaign is who you target, what you say to them, your message, and then how your message is delivered. That's kind of a marketing campaign. But then there's also the big why. What is the purpose behind your campaign? So a marketing campaign can be for generating new leads, that have profit potential. It could be for converting your existing leads into deals and, closing them out, collecting your cash profits, and then making more money, cultivating repeat business and referrals. So Mark, that is a huge opportunity for folks. They don't have any systematic way of getting repeat business and referrals by remarketing to the people that they've already done business with, or that the people they already know. Okay. I talked to some very successful investors, and they get most of their business, they get it just from their warm market. Okay. By getting the word out to their warm market and becoming known as someone who solves problems for either buyers or sellers. Okay. All right. Let's talk about, okay. So like in this is at Repodia.com. It's if you go under categories, under marketing or under home study collections, you'll find strategic marketing secrets for real estate entrepreneurs. In this system, I cover all of this stuff. Now, at this next live event in October, Mark, it's going to be more focused on generating unlimited deal flow. So we'll talk about, marketing to get to sell your properties and stuff like that. But the strategies that we're going to teach can apply to any marketing campaign. And mostly we're going to focus on what works best and how do you fix what's not working when you want to generate leads and find deals. And so we're not only going to talk about marketing to find deals, but also other strategies for finding deals. Okay, so you want to generate leads and find deals. And then you want to be able to convert more of your leads into deals. One of the ways is having more than one exit and more than one acquisition strategy. Okay, and the more you have flexibility like that, the better stuff you can put in your actual marketing, your ads, like your online ads. Okay, your online ads. So all these things are covered in this course, but these are some of the things we'll also cover at the boot camp. So online ads, right? That could be Craigslist. It could be in directories, but also Google ads and Facebook ads. Okay, so online ads, offline ads, those are in publications. Okay, a lot of people are not doing that, Mark. And I'll tell you why. There's a lot of people that are spreading themselves out too thin, and it's fine if it's working. Okay, so if you want to buy all across the United States, because your marketing campaign only gets you enough leads if you go out that far, right? The only reason to go out that far is because your marketing is kind of, that's the best way. For example, some people, the best way to make their Facebook ads work is if they go wide, they go geographically, they go real big, okay? So instead of hitting a county in your state, they hit the whole state, okay? And then they go ahead and work the whole state. And that's fine. We can actually do that now. Post-COVID, with more and more people willing to do stuff virtually and on the phone and on Zoom, and some people don't want to meet and stuff. We can actually do that now. So we can go virtually. So there's 3 geographic areas, Mark. There is your local marketplace, and put all your marketing into a local marketplace, or you can go nationwide. That's really going to be on either a specific type of list that you're targeting, or using a certain type of media like Facebook ads or Google ads or something like that, to go nationwide. All right. Or you can go virtual. And this is what I've been recommending to some of our coaching clients recently is, if you're in a really hot market and there's a ton of competition and there's low inventory and it's a seller's market and buyers are scrambling to get, properties that are for sale, very low inventory, and there's a high demand. Okay. So sellers, in most cases, they don't have much trouble selling their house. However, there's always these things that we can offer a seller that would be better than putting their house on the market, okay, themselves or through an agent or anything like that. The only reason a seller puts their house on the market is because they want to find a buyer. So your approach should say, look, if you want to sell and you're looking for a buyer, I'm a buyer, right? And that's what you want to point out to the seller. Does that make sense, Mark?
Yeah. Good news. I'm buying.
Good news, I'm buying. Now, but if some people are not getting enough deals because the pickings are slim where they're marketing to. So I suggest that you get all the deals you need as close to where you live as possible, the smallest farm area as possible, and then hit that area over and over and over and over and over and just dominate it. Now, you can do that in smaller communities. If you're in a big metro area, or if you're in a big community, like for example, Colorado Springs is like, the metro area is like 500,000 people. Okay. So it's best to like target parts of Colorado Springs, right? But Colorado Springs is pretty hot. So it's almost better to target communities that are on the outskirts of Colorado Springs, where there's not as much competition and it's not as hot.
Yeah,
but there's still
fringe.
Yeah, the fringe areas where there's still activity. It's like, well, I don't want to drive 45 minutes, or I don't want to drive an hour or hour and a half. Well, then you'll make less. Then maybe you'll make less money. I mean, if you can make more money, so how do you make that work? Well, a lot of people, you can do a lot of the stuff virtually, on the phone and with Zoom and everything like that, and then just go out there, once or twice a week, depending on how many deals you're doing. Okay. Now, but maybe that area is hot too, Mark. So then maybe we have a client in California. John's on the line, and John, we said, it's been very difficult finding leads in your area. Motivated sellers that are flexible, sellers that need help, right? So if sellers don't need help, they're not going to respond to your offer to buy their house. They're just, you're going to get a lot less response. So the suggestion was, well, you can actually go virtually. Where would you want to go? So it's like, okay, let's go to Idaho, right? And let's pick an area in Idaho, but not the big, hot areas, but these fringe areas. That's where people are getting the best results today. And by the way, those are areas you want to own property, because there's more and more people are moving further and further out from the metro areas. So those are the growth areas. It's been like that for 30 years, but that's going to continue on, especially post-COVID. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's your geographic area. So if you can, pick a geographic area, even if it's local or virtual, far away, but then concentrate your marketing in that area until there's not enough deal flow, and then go ahead and pick another area or expand it geographically. Okay. Now, the elements of a marketing campaign includes, like I said, who you target and what you say and how you get that message out to them. So if you say the same, if you have a great marketing message, and of course, I got some great marketing messages, right? If you have a great marketing message and you hit someone over and over in different ways, so they might see a post-it note, they might see a flyer, an ad, a postcard, a letter, a website. You can retarget them on Facebook. They see a Facebook ad. They get a call, a text. If they see you over and over and over in multiple different ways, it gives you credibility. It makes you real, and it increases the response you get, the return on investment of your marketing dollars. One mistake that I see is people focus in on just one media, and that's kind of all they do, or maybe one or two, right? But one media, and that's all they do because it's working, right? And they're just ramping it up. And that's fine unless something happens to that media. Like I said, if you're doing texting and they change the texting rules, or if you're doing cold calling and they change the call rules, or ringless voicemail, or direct mail and they change the direct mail rules, right? We've seen this. I have one client who was doing really good on Facebook ads until Facebook changed the rules. Okay, and it shut them down, but most of their business was coming off of that. So, so a marketing campaign is the message, who you target, and how you hit them. Then you have that multiple hits. Okay, so that's the third M of marketing: your market, your message, your media, and then the multiple hits. And depending on the type of media, it's like how many months before you hit them again, because you want to hit them again and again. So in direct mail, if you're just targeting absentee owners with equity and you don't know if they have a house for sale, we just hit them once every quarter. And a campaign is usually 8 times, 5 or more. So we'll hit them once a quarter for 2 years. That's the full campaign on a list of homeowners where you want to buy, where there's no other criteria besides maybe they have equity, maybe it's absentee owner, right? But we don't know if they have a house for sale. Now, if they have a house for sale, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Richard. I just wanted to mention if anyone has any questions along the way as we go through this material, go ahead and put them in the chat box at the bottom, because I've had some questions that have come up as you're speaking, Richard, and so I'm just jotting them down here.
Okay.
And we'll address them at the end. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Now, if it's something you think we should cover right then, go ahead and interrupt me. Okay. But otherwise, yeah, we can do some Q&A cleanup at the end. So if you have questions, put them in the chat. Okay. So the multiple hits, the frequency of your campaign, that's what I do in like in this course and at our boot camp. That's where we're going to go through all of those marketing campaigns and those strategies. So if someone is a FSBO, or someone was an expired listing and you knew they had a house for sale, then you would hit them more often with your campaign, right. Kind of a rapid drip versus a slow drip. Okay. If it's a divorce, probate, we like to hit a few times rapidly in the beginning and then hit them and then wait 3 or 4 months, hit them again, and then wait 3 or 4 months and hit them again at the end, because that's just the cycle we've learned from people in probate. So there's probate, there's inherited properties, there's tax delinquents. A big mistake that I see people doing, Mark, is they're getting these lists of tax delinquents, but they're not really updated list. So you really have to test those lists to see if they're really good. So we do have some sources for getting more up-to-date data on these specialty lists, like tax delinquents and probate and divorce and stuff like that. The best lists that you can get and then target with however you want to target them are the lists that are not easy to buy. They're the ones that you actually have to create. And sometimes you actually have to go down to the courthouse and create that list, like water shutoffs and evictions and stuff like that. Yeah. If you can buy that list, great. But if a lot of people can buy that same list and it's not limited, then it might be oversaturated. So the harder the list to get, the better the list. And it is worthy of setting up a system to go down to the courthouse and get all the eviction filings, right? if that's who you want to target, landlords, and then create a system, or you create a procedure, and then hire someone else to do that for you every month, right? And yeah, you want to, anything that you can systemize, if it's very redundant, you can hire someone else to do that. And you need to do that because you you should think of yourself as earning $500 an hour or more for your time as a successful real estate investor. The owner and CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate operation, well, it's not worth your time to go down there and do that unless you're creating it so you can duplicate it. Okay. All right. So we got I got great strategies and great tools for like direct mail, so social media. And by the way, if you go to repodia.com/free, there is a webinar we did on how to create $1 million postcard campaign, step by step. Okay. Social media. Social media is good for building trust and rapport, delivering content. So content marketing. You can find leads in certain types of Facebook groups by interacting in Facebook groups. Okay, but typically social media is designed to get people off of social media. So you provide them some good value, you interact with them, and then you give them reasons to go to your website, or get them off of social media. And then once they're off social media, then you can really market to them. On social media, the only way you want to market to people is really, if you're buying ads. Okay, if you're trying to pitch stuff, on social media, it's not as effective as getting them off of social media. So we got social media would be like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So different platforms have different strategies that we cover. Flyers, that includes Post-it notes, my famous Post-it notes, flyer inserts, Post-it notes on the newspaper, fold over business cards, property flyers. So there's all kinds of flyer strategies. Websites. This is a big mistake I see, Mark. People do marketing. They send out thousands and thousands of postcards, and the way people can respond is to text back or to call back, right? And they don't have a website. And that's okay, but you're reducing the response potential of your campaign, because some people will want to go online and see who you are. And I do know that some people don't want people to know who they are. They just want to talk to people that respond. I think that's a mistake, hiding behind your marketing. Be approachable, be reachable, let them know who they're dealing with, because, Mark, isn't that, if you got a postcard in the mail, don't you want to know who's sending it to you?
Of course. Yeah, I want to do a little research before I consider doing business with someone.
That's the society that we're living in. So if you're not taking that into account, that's what people want, then you're just going to get a lot less response from your marketing dollars. Okay. So even if you just create a simple website with some information about you and your company, have your phone number, have your address, and if you don't have an office, I like having a virtual address. Well, anything, and then I think every investor should have a credibility kit. So whenever you're in touch, negotiating with a seller, talking with a seller, you should give them your credibility kit so they know, again, who you are. You can put your credibility kit on your website. On your website, you can have a property information form. So the Roop Design website, it's all designed to sell the benefits of us buying their house and enticing them to pick up the phone and call us, or fill out the property information sheet online. Those are the two calls to actions when we send the seller to a website. Okay. A lot of the opt-in forms I see on a lot of these generic sites and stuff, they're kind of all the same, and it doesn't really sell the person. You're missing out on a lot of conversions by not giving people more reasons to fill out that form, and let them know what's going to happen when they fill out that form, and let them know who you are. Okay. If you can't do that, you can't do that. But if you can, you definitely want to let people know who you are and that you're credible. Even if you're new, just let them know that, this is a new business, but tell them about your other, professional background. So websites are important. They're not necessary. So when we do postcard mailings, I have a Magic Bullet postcard we've been mailing for 15 years. It's the #1 postcard out there, I think, but it also has a strategy behind it. Okay. So, but if you had a different strategy, you should actually follow the same format, the same design, the same way that it reads personal and all that. But it's full of benefits, full of reasons why people should call us to see if we can buy their house. Okay. Now, sometimes when people want us to mail their cards for them, which we do, they don't have a website yet and they want to wait on their website. Well, you know what? You don't have to wait on a website. Go ahead and have a phone number, but then go ahead and give them an email call to action. So let them call or email you. All right. That's and they can call or text or email you. That's pretty good. But if you have a website, instead of putting an email on there, go ahead and put the website, and then put something on your website, what we call a lead magnet, to entice them to go there and get that valuable lead magnet, like a free special report or something like that. So we got websites, emails. Whenever you set up your marketing, the first thing I do with someone is get them really clear on their business name, their name, whose name's going to go on the marketing, what address are they going to use if they're using an address, what phone number, who's going to answer, right, how it's going to be handled, and then a website. Those are the typical things that go in your marketing, right? So you do have to determine what kind of email you want to put out there, but you can systematically follow up with emails to someone who raised their hand. But the simplest thing, Mark, what's the simplest thing to follow up on your existing leads? What's the simplest thing that you can do? Yeah, you can pick up the phone tonight and call them. You can send them an email. You can send them a text. You can mail them a postcard. You can mail them a letter. But yeah, just send them an email, a text, or a phone call to follow up with your existing leads. How many people, Mark, have hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars sitting around their office?
Yeah.
And they're focused on generating new leads, right?
Yeah.
Big mistake. And since it's not getting done, then it needs to be systemized to get done, or somebody else needs to do it, right, Mark? If they're not going to do it,
right?
If you're not going to do it, you don't want to do it. You want to do it, but you're just not doing it. Well, either fix that or give it to somebody, and you're going to make so much more money. Okay, the heavy lifting is done once you can get a seller to respond or a buyer to respond. But once you get a seller to respond, the heavy lifting's done. That's gold. Now, it depends on how your lead came in. Most of the leads that we generate, they're already pre-sold on some of the benefits that we can offer. There's less trying to pitch them or sell them on selling their house. And we also are transaction engineers. So we do make a low ball cash offer, but we also will say, well, I can pay you all cash at this price, and I can pay you more if you wait for some of your money. And I can pay you this great, wonderful price if you can wait for all your money, right? That multiple offer is key to maximizing the value of the leads that come in. At least at a minimum, if you're just doing you're just trying to find people that are flexible enough to sell at a deep discount so you can flip the contract or buy it at a discount and make your money that way. A lot of the people that say no to that, you should keep following up, but eventually if they're not going to do that route, then offer them another route. I'll give them another option, or flip those leads to me, Mark. I'll call. I'll say, oh yeah, I understand you didn't want to sell your $100,000 house for $60,000. How would you like to get? I can pay between 90 and 120, depending on the details. Can I get some details, right? And then, make some creative offers. All right. So emails are good for follow-up, and it's nice to have systematic follow-up. At a minimum, you want to systematically put the follow-up in your tickler file on your schedule. Now, there's great systems out there, CRMs, that will do that for you. So use those. But if you don't have one, just as soon as the seller says no, I'm going to list it. I don't want to take your offer, or whatever they're going to do. Then put, okay, when's the next time you want to touch base with them, right? In a week or in a month or 2 months, whatever it is. Get that into your schedule so it happens, or some system like that. Voicemail, again, little things like how your voicemail is when they call you, to leave a message, or you're recorded. Today, the mistake I see people doing is this ringless voicemail where the message is not that good. Okay. And for the same cost, fixing that message, you can double, triple, 10 times your response to that campaign. And the key to all of your marketing is to make your marketing look like you sent it to just one person. So if you're sending text to a broadcasting text, make it appear when the person gets it that they're the only person getting the text, that you actually text them. Same with the ringless voicemail. Make it sound like you actually just called them, and you weren't calling, everybody. You're just calling them. If you send a postcard or a letter, if you can make it look like you just sent it to one person, them, it's going to get a lot more attention. Okay. Now, sometimes you can't do that, but when you can, do that. And so some of the scripts I've seen that people use on ringless voicemail, I just fall off my chair. It's like, what would you do if you got a message like that? Well, I would delete it. You put yourself in the other person's shoes. Okay. So, okay. Voicemail, free reports. So I've created different reports for different markets. So it gives people another reason to respond, requesting some information. We also offer other things to, like, sellers, a free home value analysis, or we'll help if they want to sell it for sale by owner. We'll help them, market it. There's some strategies like that to give them more reasons to respond. A real estate agent referral, all of those things. If they want a market analysis, or a home value report, if they want an agent referral, if they want us to help market their property, through classified advertising, some online advertising, all of those things that we can offer, we have to get them to respond and give us their property information. Then now we have an opportunity to educate them on, yeah, you can do that, but you also have the opportunity for, we'll make you an offer and you can avoid that, right? So those are some things that I cover. Let's see, newsletters. I think everybody should build in-house contact list. Mark, isn't that the number one best list you can market to?
It's the most valuable list you can put your hands on.
You want to build your in-house list. You want to come in contact with more people. You want to put everybody you come in contact with on your contact list, and then remind them of what you do. Now, some people, I guess, are not proud of what they do, or they don't know how to promote themselves as like a professional house buyer, but you should be a professional house buyer. People should know that you buy houses, that you solve problems, that you sell houses, and that you're a flexible seller, or you have great deals, or whatever it is, whatever value you're coming to the marketplace with. You have to communicate that to people over and over. And the best people to communicate that to is people that already know you. You've already have in contact. They can, a seller can become a buyer, or a private lender, or get referrals. Buyers can sell, or become lenders or referrals. Just everybody's buying and selling houses at some point in their life, or they know somebody who is. So yeah, build your presence, right?
Big fish, small pond.
Big fish, small pond. And I thought of the same thing, Mark. It's a lot easier to do that, if you're concentrating your efforts on either a small community, a smaller geographic area, or maybe some type of list that you're hitting over and over. Big fish, small pond.
Yeah, and the theory behind that statement is your list is they're the people you're marketing to. So you're trying to communicate to them that you're staying in touch with them, you care about them, you want to remind them this is what we do. Don't forget, and so if you know anyone, or if you yourself has a house, unwanted house, a house to sell, we might be your perfect solution.
Exactly. And I have those messages already kind of put together that you can just modify. And but you can do exactly what Mark just said. Okay. So a newsletter could be a postcard newsletter or an actual newsletter that has some content in it. But again, it's another way to stay in touch with your contact list. Signs are real good. They still work for buying houses if you want to do that. Depends on where you're at. Great for selling houses, finding buyers. Business cards, most people don't use that as now. Again, as we get more virtual, you have less opportunities to post business cards on bulletin boards and that type of thing.
That you say that, but then I'm in a rural area where I live, and there's still bulletin boards here. I went up and I just looked at the bulletin board yesterday because I needed to get my dock and boat lift out. And I was looking for a dock and boat lift service, and I'm like, where's the bulletin board? Oh, it's up here at the gas station. So I went up there, and here are, like 5 realtors, without a compelling message. They just have their face, and then some other landscapers and other businesses in the area. And I'm like, this is a way you could promote your business.
It is. It is. And sometimes you go into restaurants and they have, business card, trays and stuff. But of course, if you're going to do that, you might as well have the best strategy with your business card, the best message with your business card, the best design.
Million dollar business card. The
money fold over cards and stuff like that.
That's going to be the best one.
So, these are strategies that work. They've worked forever. They still work today, and it's so low cost. But it's something you put together once, and then you make it part of your life to carry those around with you everywhere you go, right? And there's a lot of things you can do with business cards. So again, all of these things have a good strategy behind it, a good message, a good design, a good strategy on how to get that message out. Same with like videos, gifts. Networking is really a great way to find deals. So that could be, networking online as well as networking local, okay, and with different organizations. Publishing, content marketing is really a good way to get people to respond to your marketing. Mobile marketing, SMS, texting, and a lot more. So this is actually what I covered 6 years ago, right? Now I got some great things that are like new and improved and plus updates to what people are doing, what is working and what's not working. So I'm going to do a series we're going to do this event in October, but between now and then, I'm going to be doing some virtual training, some webinars on some of the things that people need right away. They can't really wait for. Okay. Let's see. So again, this system as well as the event is about how to get motivated sellers calling you and how to go out and find more deals, get more deals, however you find them, how to get more sellers submitting their property information online, getting more of your offers accepted, selling your houses faster, getting more money each month from properties that you hold or rent, getting more money from properties that you sell for cash. Look, if you buy, fix, and flip, and you're selling for cash, I'll show you how to get more money from a cash buyer. If you're flipping contracts, I can show you how to get more money from a cash buyer. There's a number of ways to do that. So it's not always about getting more deals. It's sometimes it's about making more money on each deal, right? At half the cost with half the labor. So that's my approach. Now again, just I'll go through this real quick, but this will help me trigger something I want to cover tonight. So in this system, we cover strategic marketing secrets, how to become a marketing pro, how to create winning marketing campaigns, how to operate on a shoestring budget, how to reduce wasted time, money, and effort, how to develop positive habits, attitudes, and expectations in your business and your marketing, how to get more people reading your message, and how to delegate and outsource a lot of the work. So that's one thing that has happened over the number of years is people are learning how to, outsource and delegate some, but there's always, that's how you scale your business. Some marketing campaigns require it, like cold calling campaigns. Well, you're not going to do it yourself, right? I'm not going to do it at all.
No,
I'm going to write a check and do other campaigns.
right.
I don't, cold calling works, so I can't say don't use it, but you got to have a good approach. Sometimes you need a better script. You got to be calling different people. If it's working, great, continue to do that. But almost any campaign that's working, I can take a look and I can tweak it typically and double the response or triple the response just by changing the elements of a marketing campaign. Just common things that just people, I don't know, they're not aware of it and they're not, it's working. They're getting a 5-to-1 return on their marketing dollar when they should get 10-to-1, 20-to-1, 30-to-1 on their marketing dollar, right? So also having better quality leads. The quality of your lead depends on how it comes in. Someone calls you, it's 8 times better than you calling somebody. You call somebody or text somebody and they respond. That someone who responds from an ad or a sign or a postcard or something like that, or is 8, I would say 8 times better. The psychology, the ability to convert that into a deal than when you're reaching out to people that, aren't asking for help. See, what we're doing is we're getting people who want help asking us, can you buy my house? Lead generation secrets, how to generate all the leads you need, how to write compelling ads, emails, and letters. And actually in this system, I've already got those put together for you. How to target. And so at the boot camp, what I'll do is I will be sharing some updated stuff, updated tools. So if you come to the boot camp, I'll give you the most up-to-date marketing tools. How to target the most qualified prospects, how to hit the right people at the right time, how to increase your ad response, and then how to track and organize and manage your leads, like we talked about. Lead conversion secrets, how to convert more of your leads into cash profits with marketing campaigns and your systems. How to create sales presentations in print. In fact, I was thinking about showing those today, some of those tonight, but we don't have time. How to get more referrals and repeat business, and how to follow up systematically. And then we got online secrets, we got offline secrets, and those are the 2 ways. So you got offline marketing and online marketing, and then you have inbound marketing and you have outbound marketing. Okay. So that's typically the gambit that we cover during the ultimate deal flow summit in October. Let's see. What I wanted to let you guys know is next week I'm going to go ahead and start enrolling for this, but you can actually, the price of the ticket to go to this 3-day event, it's going to, I call it the event of the decade. It's in Tradewinds Grand Resort in St. Pete Beach, and we have a special rate on the hotel. It's a luxury resort. If you've ever been there, it's amazing. It's like the number 5 beach in the world according to TripAdvisor, right? It's just beautiful beaches, wonderful resort. So that, if going to that, tickets are $14.97. But what I have is I have a $10,000 bonus package that I'm going to give when people enroll. But every so often that bonus package is going to go down to $1,500. So from 10,000 to 15. So the sooner you enroll, the more free support you get along the way, and the more bonuses from the Roop Legacy Library you'll get. So right now, until the end of the month, you get about $10,000 worth of Roop programs for free as a bonus for going to the boot camp. Now, since I don't have the enrollment form up, and Strategic Marketing Secrets, Mark, is one of those free bonuses. So here's what I suggest. You can actually order this system for $14.97, and then you get a free ticket and you get the bonuses.
Okay.
So people can actually get started tonight with the home study course with all the tools and everything that's in it. There's 10 videos, and there's a full manual. And then when I did Strategic Marketing Secrets, I don't know if you remember, Mark, but we did a 3-day boot camp after that, or it was a 2 or 3 day boot camp. And I have those recordings in that program as well. So you kind of get that as well. Now, so you can order this system and come to the event for free, or you can wait until we open up enrollment and enroll for the event for $14.97, and you'll get this this package for free.
You'll get SMS as well.
You'll get Strategic Marketing Secrets for free once you enroll for the event. Otherwise, you order it now and you get a ticket to the event and you get started right away. Yeah. Now, the Roop Legacy Library, that is
$10,000. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's at Rupodia.com/Roop. Well, it's on that link at SMS. Mm-hmm. So here's what it is. You could buy this package for $6,000, or it's like, I don't know, 6 payments of 72. That's $7,200. It's over $10,000 worth of stuff, right? Or you can get all this stuff that would normally be $10,000, right?
Oh, yeah, you're throwing those platinum days in?
I am throwing those platinum days only until. Okay, so that package, Mark, will change at the end of the month, right? So I got to decide what I'm going to pull out of that package. Okay.
Yeah, well, take out the private game of money, because that's worth probably $10 million.
I know, but I know. Okay, wait. All right, the private game of. Okay, let's take a look at those titles. Yeah, some of these I don't even have titles.
Platinum, right there, Inner Game of Money, right there.
Oh, I know. This stuff is gold. And the reason why I want, how to transform from, how to overcome procrastination. These other titles, I don't have the actual topic, but yeah, I got those. What else do I got?
Some good stuff there.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'm going to pull things out of that package. I'll have some deadlines. So the first deadline is May 31st. This event will sell out. So I'm going to start enrollment next week, and then I would imagine it'll sell out early, okay, and then we'll create a waiting list, because we're only planning on, because of the size we have of the room, 120 people, okay. So that's what we're looking at. It's kind of a small group. I'm inviting some of the most savviest marketers I know to come and teach, okay. This is not a sales event. This is a training event. Okay. So I got some time to line those people up. Once I line them up, I'll go ahead and put them on the marquee as a headliner. So I have wonderful friends that are genius marketers, super sharp, successful investors, and they're just waiting for something like this to get involved in. And this is the first boot camp I've done in 8 years or something like that. So I'm pretty excited about it. That's it. All right. So let's see.
So go to /SMS. I put the link.
Yeah, you can put that in there. Rupodia.com/SMS. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm happy to cover any questions that came during going through that. I know that was just kind of showing you what's in the SMS package and letting you know, hey, I want you to come to our boot camp in Florida and have a great time. In fact, you can get that discounted rate 3 days prior to the boot camp. So come bring your family. That's a great family resort as well. Bring family, but come and learn how to make a lot more money in your real estate business. I would say marketing and finding deals is the key to this business. Finding deals, generating leads is the key. You can always figure out how to improve your conversion or how to, if you get a deal, selling it's easy, right? That's another big mistake is some people are trying to sell things they think are deals and they're not deals. Or they're buying skinny deals because they don't have enough leads or enough deals. So they just like, when you have more leads than you can handle, more deals than you know what to do. Now, this is what we're going to do. And we've done this before, Mark. Once we give someone more deals than they can handle, what's the problem?
Well, then they need to scale. They're like, whoa, we can't handle so many.
That's right. So that's another seminar, right? Because we don't have time to cover it during those 3 days. But yeah, that we can definitely help. We have a program on that. It's not in that free. I took it out of that library.
Good. That's business mastery.
Yeah, business mastery. But yeah, not everybody's ready for that.
Okay, so John asks a good question as a coaching student himself, as the top tier clients, like you're a platinum member, right? You're in the coaching program.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay to go to this event in October?
The coaching program, as it's been since 2005, when you join coaching, you come to all the virtual events and live events for free.
Yeah.
So as soon as I have that enrollment page next week, I will send a coupon to all the existing coaching members so they can go ahead and enroll for free.
That's right.
But with that free enrollment, you're not getting, since you're not paying for it, you're not getting that bonus package. You probably have a number of those things in that Roop Legacy library, but I'm not going to give you that $10,000 bonus package for free.
Yeah, and that's a benefit of the coaching program. What we're trying to do is create a community, create some continuity, and so everyone comes and sees each other and builds rapport with and friendships. There's a lot of people that I met through the coaching program that I'm still friends with today, 15 years.
No, we have an amazing. We've created some amazing community. In fact, if you go to rupodia.com/free, you can put that in the chat. There is a couple free items, especially if you're not familiar with me. You should be, because I think the only people I invited to this call were on already in Rupodia. I do have a newsletter list. I just didn't invite everybody to it because this is usually part of a paid membership, at least paying Inner Circle $97 a month or above, right? But I did invite a lot of people for free tonight because we're kind of pitching the event.
So Val asks about the business card. I haven't seen the business card lately. It used to be at richardroop.com/bizcard.
I don't think that works right now.
Do you have it up on Rupodia?
You know what? It's it's in. I can pull it up. It's in Strategic Marketing Secrets. So, you mean like where to get it or the text?
Just the example and kind of the instruction on the $1 million business card.
Yeah, I don't have it where I can pull it up right now. If someone wants to send me an email and say, "Hey, do you have an example of that?" I'll send you the link, or I'll send you a copy, because I wasn't prepared to show examples of.
It's okay.
Of the tools.
And it's a good question because it reminds me that we have a marketing mix. It's not just one thing. It's not a silver bullet. The marketing campaigns, your business, it's not a one. The number one is the most dangerous number in marketing. So you want to have a marketing mix. So business cards, all these things that you went through, all of these different ideas, you have to pick and choose and say, I want a mix of marketing so I can have as many leads coming in as possible based on
right. But I make it easy because what we do is we have short messages and we have long messages, right? And there's different types of media you can use the same long message on, and the short messages. There's different types of media you can use the same short messages on. So once you have your message put together and it's good and it's working, it's a system. You don't have, it's you can set it up once, unless you're changing your approach. But my approach is, hey, I buy houses. You have a house you thinking might have selling, right? That's my approach. I just want to talk to sellers. I'm kind of like some of the stuff here. I'll give you a free strategy here. Some of the stuff that you like that realtors do, whatever you like that realtors do for marketing, if it's very effective for realtors, real estate agents, brokers, if they're getting sellers to respond to their marketing, you can kind of steal ideas, okay, as far as what you can do. Like I stole the idea. I didn't even think of this. I was just looking for reasons when I created my Roop Design website. I just wanted more reasons for someone to respond. So I added, that will give you a free home value analysis, right? Well, that's what agents do. Agents say, hey, I'll tell you what your house is worth. Well, when I created that 6 years ago, it wasn't as easy to find out the value of your house, online. And I think agents are in trouble because they're becoming obsolete. Anybody who's an agent, they can actually really kick it because their competition is going to go away, and they can, by being a better marketer and by providing better service and by looking for more ways to give sellers a reason to work with them, right? Because we do have, I haven't looked into it, Mark, but you do have these things like OfferPad and Zillow buying, you got these like
instant offer.
I'm not familiar with all that. Some people said it was, there was some competition on that. I think that changed with COVID, but we don't have that type of competition when you're basically targeting people that haven't even done anything to sell a house. That's one of the things I like to do. So there's different approach. You take a different approach if someone is on the MLS or an expired listing or a FSBO. That's a different approach than someone you don't even know if they're interested in selling their house. Now, I actually talked to someone, well, they're not doing it now, but someone who used to buy properties on the MLS. If you're trying to buy properties off the MLS, like let's say you're a cash buyer, so you're trying to, because it's hard to do creative financing off the MLS with agents involved, but they understand cash. But you got, the only way to get those deals, you got to get those pocket listings. You have to have a relationship with people that come across those deals before they go on market. So there's that term off market deals. We've always gone after off market deals, but it's like a revelation, right? We always go after off market deals. We never relied over the past 15, 20 years on, properties that are listed. That's just not our market. Unless, well, when I was buying bank-owned properties, right? They're listed on the MLS. So yeah, I have my agent make my offers, right? So yeah, there's reasons why you would do that, but especially if you want to be a transaction engineer and get creative, it's very hard to do when you have an agent involved, or and you're in a hot market. So I would love to hear from you guys. What are your biggest challenges as far as getting an unlimited amount of deal flow? What do you think is your biggest challenge? Let me know, and I'll go ahead and give you some answers, or I'll create solutions. So.
Okay,
and
we have just a couple more questions that really double click on some marketing strategies. So these are really going back to the core of this call. And so these will be nuggets, I think, some of your answers. Okay, so Will asks, what's the criteria for selection of an area?
Okay, there's got to be some activity, okay? Number one is like, what's important to you? What's important to me is I would like to be able to visit my properties. I want to build a portfolio of properties. Okay. So unless your strategy is to buy and flip, right, and you're in and out, that's going to determine where you might go. Okay. But if you actually, I suggest, even if you're buying, fixing, and flipping, I think you need to start holding some properties. Okay. Because you can really get that wealth building. You want to build a portfolio. I mean, where's the best place to put your money these days? You know, I think income producing assets, that's businesses, it's real estate, you know. So those are always good things to build your wealth. I think you should be building wealth while you're making a ton of money, meeting your income requirements, and then more, and then some, right? And then scaling if you want, right? But I think people should live their preferred lifestyle. But you need to actively be doing something to generate income, you know, or unless you're retired. Okay. Then you need that passive income. So you want to build that so you can retire. And then you want to build that wealth for the future for retirement, right? So you don't have to retire. You just want to be able to retire. Okay. Because if you love what you do, I love what I do. Mark, you love what you do. You know, if you're passionate about what you do and you like it, then yeah, you'll want to continue to do it. But then you want to get, you know, make as much money. Maybe you're making a lot of money, but you want to make as much money, but with half of your time and effort. So your business, or take, you know, relax a little bit, or whatever you want to do. So as far as targeting your market, it depends on your investing strategy. So if you want to buy and hold, it's nice to, you know, pick. I like bread and butter houses. I like communities that I can go to, but you know, I'm in the middle of nowhere, Mark. So to go to a Best Buy, I got to go 90 minutes that way, or 90 minutes that way, or 90 minutes that way to find a Best Buy. That's where I'm at, right? And these are these larger communities. But if I went to those larger communities, I'd actually do the out, if it made sense, do the sprawl around the outside of those larger communities. Okay. Um, so it's nice to be local, but it doesn't have to. So since it's so far away, well, it's not that far. But I'm willing to go ahead and pick farm areas anywhere in the United States. I'm not going to go into states that have crazy taxes and crazy laws and craziness. Okay, I can go anywhere. Might as well go. In fact, we talked about this, Mark, earlier. You know, what if you went and bought some property in a vacation area where you would like to vacation sometimes? You know, as long as it's not real expensive and hot, right? But again, maybe close by. So you can, I'd say a farm area is about 15 to 20,000 households. So that could be an entire county, right? Or it could be a city, right? It could be a more rural city, right? It could be a very rural county, or it could be part of a larger county, right? So that's like one farm area. One way to pick a farm area is that you have opportunities to get your marketing message out, maybe with different types of publications, right? Or that type of thing. I like targeting areas because they have a good publication. I can do a post-it note on it. I can do an ad in it. I can do a flyer insert. I'm going to be teaching in October how to get you know, how to saturate areas with cooperative marketing, so you can actually get your flyers and your postcards out for free. So I'm going to create some new templates on that, some new systems. I might even create a service, Mark, because I know if I teach people how to do it, they don't want to do it. They just want to get the calls, right? So I think between now and then I might be able to put together a service. So we'll just do all that for them. Right now we do postcard mailings for people.
Yeah, there is a company that I'm aware of that helps with that. So we can work together on that.
Yeah.
And speaking of offline marketing campaigns, I still have one of my most successful clients that I talked to you today about, that's buying between 40 and 50 houses a year. They're still doing a full page ad in the newspaper offline.
I know. It's I know. But you know, there's this community of investors that aren't really investors. They're really just going out to make money. They're not like creating a service or a business per se. They're just looking to make money. So, for example, new people get into wholesaling. That is great. That's if it's working, because you can get some quick cash. That is a way to get quick cash, but you graduate from that. And
Yeah.
and later down the road, when you're buying and holding, you're getting creative and you're doing all kinds of things, and you need some cash, you can either sell one of your properties or you can go flip a deal, right? You can go wholesale a deal. So it's a great. I listened to a call that we did with Willie Hooks. So it was a coaching call, Mark. It was an old one. It was like 17 ways to generate cash for your business, like 17 different ways. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And one of those ways was, go ahead and flip one of your contracts instead of closing on it, right? Just flip it for some quick cash if you need quick cash. You're giving up a lot of profits. That's why I don't flip deals, because if it's really a deal, you're giving someone else most of the profit.
Right.
The only reason you would do that is, well, you know what? I'd rather have the quick cash. That's fine. That's fine. And you want to be able to generate all the cash you need when you need it.
Yeah. And consistently, your message is the same in general. Like it's how to sell your house as is for a fair price on the day of your choice. Is that correct?
Yeah, the most stolen headline on the planet. But yes. All right. So that's called branding. If they can make the connection when they see your different types of marketing pieces, right? And it all has the same headline, it all has those same look and feel, it all has the same color, which is, we keep it pretty simple. Then they can make that connection, and that builds your credibility and it increases your response potential. So, should you have a logo? Are you going to brand your company name? Are you going to brand a logo? Are you going to be the person with the pink flyers, right? You could do stuff like that, but people don't care about your company name. They don't care about your logo.
Right.
They care about what you can do for them. So all of your marketing that I create, it either looks like content or it looks personal. So if I run an ad, right, it's not a personal ad. Well, it could be a personal ad. But if I'm running an ad, I can't make it look like I sent it to one person. It's an ad. It's in a publication or it's on Facebook. So what I would like to do is, number one, do something to grab their attention, right? And then have a good headline, but make it look like content, like valuable content. That's why when we run ads in the paper, they look like articles, and people they don't call me and say, I read your ad. They say, I read your article. Well, it's a freaking ad. So, but that's how you get that. Those are the little things that haven't changed, that still work. And Mark, as you know, a lot of our older clients are still kicking it today using the exact same marketing tools they've been using for 10 or 15 years. So.
Okay, I have a question. This is for me, so this can be a challenging one, but not too challenging. It has to do with frequency, because we were talking a little bit about frequency earlier tonight, and you mentioned 8 times. Is kind of a general rule, or every campaign is maybe going to be at a little bit different. But specifically, here's my question: When do you know to pull the plug on a campaign? When do you know it's not working? So I know you send it once, maybe it doesn't work. You send it twice, and you send it a couple times. So when do you know not to pull the plug?
It used to be, I used to say spend $1,000 and you should have, you should know. But today, it depends on your market. I say spend $1,500 to $2,500, right? And you should be able to gauge if it's working or not. Okay, I wouldn't spend more than that hoping it's going to work. I talked to a guy yesterday. He told me he gave up on real estate. He spent $65,000 on his real estate business over the last year and didn't do any deals. He got fleeced by the person who got him involved, right? And there's these ad agencies or these agents that are doing ad spend. They're spending your money and they want you to spend a lot of money. And they tell you, in order for it to work, you got to be $5,000 a month for at least 4 months before it's going to start working, right? Well, that's bullshit. You can take that 20 grand and spend it more effectively, right? So you shouldn't be risking that much. So I would say, if you spend up to $2,500, you should be knowing if it's working.
Okay.
Otherwise, after you've hit someone 5 or more times, if you hit a list 5 or more times and it's not working, then you can go ahead and stop it. Maybe you have, because if it was very cost effective, maybe you did that for $100, right?
Yeah.
Here's another way to look at it. You can't really gauge how well it's going to work until, this is from marketing, is if you get at least 30 responses from whatever you do, you can kind of gauge that if you just do it again right away, you'll probably get another half of that, right? That's just traditional marketing, okay? But if you wait for it, you should get another 30, like on the frequency, right? So if the frequency is once every 3 months, you get 30 now, you should get another 30 in 3 months. But if you do it too soon, you haven't given the market time to change.
Okay.
None of my campaigns rely on someone getting hit more than once. You should be able to mail out 50,000 postcards and get plenty of leads, but it's actually better to mail 5,000 postcards or 10,000 postcards 5 times to the same people. So hit 10,000 people 5 times is better than hitting 50,000 people once. It costs the same.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a much higher return on your marketing dollar. It costs the same, but you're going to make a lot more money hitting someone multiple times in a more narrow list. So I would say spending about up to $2,500 if you don't have some potential leads there, and we've been talking to people about, like, I'm not doing enough deals. Well, how much are you spending on your marketing, right? Or what are you doing right now? But again, you can't just use that because, like texting right now is really cheap, right? So it's cheaper than postcards and stuff. But again, you get better leads from postcards than you do from texting. So there's pros and cons of everything. You kind of got to weigh it. Also, when you're weighing two different campaigns, it's like, how easy is it to implement and repeat? That's another criteria.
Okay, great. Good golden nuggets. That was awesome. That's all the questions we have for now, for tonight. That was some good content. I loved it.
Okay, good. All right. So can I sell the boot camp?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it.
All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You know what that is? That's a movie poster.
Nice.
All right, I went to movieposter.com or something like that. Okay, so yeah, what I would recommend people do is, if you're interested, if you're not in Rapodia, if you don't have any of my free stuff on Rapodia, you go and grab some free stuff, okay? So if you go to Rapodia, and then you'll be in the system, and everybody in the system, I invited them to this webinar. I sent out a message on Monday. I didn't decide what I was going to cover yet. And then I sent out a message today, giving people the link for free, right? So if you go to Rapodia, there's free stuff right here, or you can go to categories under free stuff. So if you go to free stuff, there's some stuff. If you unlock any of this stuff, if you're not in Rapodia, this will put you into the system. You put your name and your email and create a password. And this is really good stuff. All right. And this changes. So I'll pull some of this stuff. Oh, and Mark, we were talking about this is what I wanted to say. We were talking about what a wonderful community that we've created. of folks.
Mhm.
You and I came up with this Roop reunion event in January, and it was incredible.
That was fun.
And so you can unlock that, and
That's sweet.
and I highly recommend you listen to Willie Hooks did. So
Yeah,
there's
he
an
did a
intro.
presentation.
Yeah, how to how to use your 4 superpowers. Oh, and it was like how to put 2020 behind you.
Yeah.
I just re-listened to it. I started this Roop income doubler program, and it's like I want my new JV partners. It's an income doubler JV, and I want my partners to really kick it up, right? And it's like, what good stuff do I want people to listen to? So I want them to listen to Willie's presentation. That's one.
And the
And
panel. The
oh,
panel was good on that. too.
yeah, I listened to Willie, but I didn't review the panel again. Yeah, I'll go in there and listen to the panel. So yeah, we had a What's Working Best Now panel. Oh, by the way, Mark, I just had a call with Mike Sumsky.
Oh, you did? He's awesome.
I did. We're going to work together again.
Oh, good.
So he's great. So I would highly recommend that. And then you're in the system and you'll be notified of the boot camp. So if you go to categories and you go to like marketing, right? Then you'll find strategic marketing secrets. That's what I was just going over today. So you can go view that course, and that's what I just went over. And if you scroll down, this is the only way you can get a ticket to the event until I open it up. And down here at the bottom is information on the event. Here's the hotel. Here's the bonuses until the end of the month. I would order this system. You can actually do a 3-pay on it, and then and come to the event. And then, so that's the best deal. One more thing, I did mention my Roop Doubler program. This is hidden, so I'm just gonna, I actually have probably enough people right now, but if you go to 2x, rupodia.com/2x, okay? What I posted on Facebook that I will double one of your active income streams or put an extra $100,000 in your pocket, or it's free, right? So this is a description of that program, and if it makes sense to you, then go ahead and schedule a call with me. I'll decide if it's a good fit. We'll both decide if it's a good fit. But this actually does explain the whole program, how it works. I get 10% of the increase in your income. We set a goal together, and it's totally guaranteed. So I continue to work with you until we hit our goal. And if I accept you, that's the deal. I'm guaranteeing it. So then once we have a first call, you can do a second call. That's where we actually set the goal and get started. Now there is a video here, and I would recommend. This is why I pulled this up. I want everybody to watch this. This is another program that I want my my new JV partners going through. This will help you set a goal, decide what you want, when you want it, and then really drill down on why that's important to you. And it's really going to put a lot of power and organic motivation behind any goal that you set. So this is a real powerful program I created last month for a virtual summit. So you'll find that on the page.
You want me to
All right.
put that link into the chat window?
Yeah, 2x, sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm getting excited about October. I'm getting excited about this new JV program. I'm actually one of the things, and of course, we're working with our coaching clients. Between now and October, Mark, I'm going to be doing a lot of research and collaboration on putting together the most absolute best things that work for creating unlimited deal flow. And I'm going to start releasing some of that information. Some of that stuff, like you said, people, it's in that course I just showed you, right? And people don't have the course and they're not using it, right? So you got a lot of it's right there, but there's a lot of updates. So I'm getting those updates. I already have some updates, but I'm going to start teaching those. But I'm also continuing to work and research and create solutions along the way. So we'll do some virtual events along the way to help people out.
Okay, cool.
And again, I would love to hear from people. Just let me know what your biggest challenge is in your real estate business. I'm actually doing some research on that. I kind of know, but I like to hear from people. What's your biggest challenge? And sometimes we already have the solution, but if we don't, it's like, let's create one. But what's preventing you from really kicking up your business a whole new level? That video I just showed you at /2x, that will help people kick their business up to a new level. Just 45 minutes, go through it. It'll transform the way you think about your goals and don't just watch it, then actually do what it says. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
That was a great call. I always enjoy the content. So hopefully this was helpful for folks.
Yeah. Oh, does anybody want to give us some feedback? You can go ahead and put it in the chat, or if you want to say goodbye or say anything, you can unmute yourself and say goodnight.
Good night.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John. Good to see you.
Looking forward to October.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to get you. Yeah, today I got the hotel link set up today. That's so now you can book your room. Yeah. All right. Oh, good to see you, Mark. Yeah. All these people,
Thank
they
you,
don't
Richard.
they don't put their videos on.
Thanks, Richard, Mark, appreciate it. You guys on it. Thanks.
You bet, Will. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a great night. Have a great Friday. Have an awesome weekend. And next week, think about what you might do to make it the best week ever. Just think about it.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Richard.
everybody. Thanks, Mark, so much. Thank you.